to show you my fantasy closet.
Wait, what?
So ballsy. I don't know if it's appropriate. Would you like to come home to this?
Okay.
The drama from Demi. Oh, she was a Twitter trending moment, but is she the show's villain? I am here to talk about week 2 of Colton Underwood's season of The Bachelor's quest to find love and, him getting a massage from a woman in a robe at the mansion. And, well, we've got Wells here in the house. Wells Adams is joining me. Thank you so much for being here, my friend.
Of course, anytime.
Of course, Wells known from JoJo Fletcher's season of The Bachelorette and from being Jorge's, what would you call yourself?
Protege.
A bartender on Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah, Jorge got a job upgrade, and
yes.
then, someone had to fill the shoes.
So you were at the live premiere LA watch party last week.
Which is weird, man.
Was it weird? How?
Well, it was long, and I think that's what everyone was like, what are we doing watching all these idiots just sitting around waiting for the show to start? But it was really, it was fun. There were so many fans there that, I don't know why people want to take pictures with me, but...
Of course they do.
I don't know.
Well, and now we have episode 2. I'm loving this season so far. By the way, ratings up last night, so The Bachelor doing well so far this season. Your overall take on the season so far on Colton and the ladies?
I love this season.
Yay, me too.
Sarah and I were watching last night, and I was like, I think this might be the best... Because let's be fair, it's not really about The Bachelor, right? It's about all the women that are there. And there's not I saw your lead-in was there's a new there's 17 villains in this.
That's the thing. No, I want to dive in and talk about it. So let's get to it. So Demi, she goes on this group date. We're seeing a little clip of it right now where they all have to tell a story. And Demi uses her moment, if we want to pull this up, to steal a kiss with Colton. She's up there and she walks right down to him, says she's going after a smooch. And things that go from there. She then is on, okay, there's Tracy. And it all came down to Demi and Tracy because Tracy got so upset about Demi's actions. Demi on the group date went over and said the rose was hers, even though she didn't end up getting it. So she was real confident. Later on in the show, she puts on a robe at the mansion, and she goes to give Colton a massage, which I thought was interesting. She had him leave his shirt on. I don't know. That was
And why
weird.
is she wearing the robe? Shouldn't he be wearing the robe? It's like a spa day.
The spa parameters of that move were highly questionable. But it came down to Demi versus Tracy, and age was a big discussion here because Demi's 23, Tracy, oldest woman in the house, at a whopping 31. Here's a clip of their fight.
I've been trying to be very authentic and real on this, and
Yeah.
I would like the reciprocated respect.
Well, you are seriously one of the most amazing women I've ever met. You just keep on doing you and keep being who you are. You are an amazing storyteller. I feel like he's gonna definitely enjoy your story. I think it's easy to say that since I'm 23 years old, I'm not ready for this, but I'm starting to question whether or not she's ready for this.
Tracy sobbing on the floor. Okay. People were dubbing Demi a villain. I'm with you. I don't think she is.
Well, I didn't say that I didn't think she was a villain. I said
she's one of.
I think there's everyone's a villain because you have Demi who emerges as a villain.
Right.
Which, by the way, she broke the cardinal rule of The Bachelor, which is you're not supposed to make out with the lead in front of everybody else.
Because you're just going to make enemies for yourself?
Yeah, you're just going to make it weird for everybody else. I remember that was the thing that we didn't do on JoJo's season. It wasn't you wouldn't be blatantly making out in front of everybody else. You'd pull them away. That's why Can I Steal You is Can I Steal You to go talk or make out. So I can understand why everyone got upset. But everyone's a villain. You have Demi. Then you've got girl with the dog who gave a dog away for whatever reason.
Catherine.
Yeah, and then you've got the beauty queens, and someone's a villain. They might both be villains.
That's the thing. I think what's interesting about the season is people dubbing her the villain, but like you said, we don't have one specifically. And I love that she broke kind of Bachelor code there. So
Yeah.
is that something you as contestants and cast members actually talk about, or is it just like an unspoken rule, don't make out? Or do the producers advise you not to do it?
I don't. Maybe I'm making this up, but I felt
No, I believe you.
I felt like it was because I think that we all have those conversations with the producers, being like, especially for me, if you remember, like I was the one who like didn't kiss her for a long time, and it was a thing that like weighed on me, and I was like, I just need to go do it. And I think I remember producers being like, you can't do it in front of everyone. That's weird, man. Everyone's gonna get weirded out by you doing that.
Okay.
And so her doing that right when she did, I was like, oh, she's doing it in front of a crowd.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask you about Tracy getting so upset about Demi touching the rose. Is that another Bachelor code thing? I mean, she was offended. She said, it took my breath away, and it was so rude that she would go over and touch the group date rose.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like a Stanley Cup.
Right.
If you touch it, like it's not bad luck. I don't know, but I do think that the second she did that, they were like, probably told Colton that happened, and he was like, well, she's not gonna get the rose now.
Interesting.
You know?
Well, because then if he gives it to her, he looks like, what kind of behavior are you endorsing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was not here for the whole age discussion. It became age versus age. Tracy saying Demi's immature at 23. Demi saying that Tracy isn't ready to get married at 31. And what this episode proved to me is age is just a number because, yeah, you can be a 23 or a 31-year-old idiot.
But it's so weird because last season with Ari, like Becca being 22 was like this big scandal.
Right.
And she's too young for it, and now being in your 30s is horrible.
It made me so sad. Elise, who I think is beautiful and wonderful, and she had some good discussions with Colton, the red-haired woman, she said that they had dubbed themselves Colton's Cougars, and I'm like, girl, you're 30. He's like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Are you serious with this? Don't put that label on yourself.
Yeah.
I was not here for it. And age is kind of like you said, been a discussion this season and last. But that, I don't know, it didn't come up on like your season with JoJo or anything like that, did it? JoJo was like 24. She was younger.
No,
but...
she was 26, and
Okay.
I was 31 or 32 when it was happening.
And nobody was talking about you two.
Well, I was one of the oldest guys
Yeah.
there, but no one knew that. I don't think anyone knew that.
So it's also, is it coming up? Are people aware of it?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about the one-on-one. As you mentioned, Hannah, Miss Alabama, she calls herself the conductor of the Hot Mess Express.
I like that.
And I think she proved that with the world's worst toast. Take a look.
Oh, yeah.
To being open, to being honest, being true to who we are, and to challenging each other throughout this journey.
That was
Cheers.
good. Cheers. I feel like you took mine. Okay.
Your turn. Stop stalling.
Dang it. I really feel like you took my words. Yeah, I wish you would have let me go first. I can't do this.
She could not get the words out. She even said, Colton said, well, say let's make a toast and then say words. That was the advice
Yeah.
he gave her.
And also, like, you're going on The Bachelor. Like, just, I don't know, Google a couple of toasts. Because everyone's got to do one during a season.
Oh, that's true. At some
know?
point, you're going to make a toast.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was Kayla. She, like, had, like, a long, like,
She was
book
ready.
she was like, you guys want to do some toasts? I got it.
Wait, she brought material with her?
I don't know if I remember her telling me, being like, yeah, I like have like 6 or 7 like good toasts, like
Kayla Quinn?
Yeah, like in the old noodle there, and I was like, man, that was smart.
Wow, that was smart.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you've heard of people doing preparation-wise? I mean, of course, the girls get the dresses and all that, but anything else that they do coming in to make sure they're ready?
I don't know, just make sure their Instagram handles are like ready to go.
I mean, yeah. A lot of people have said that this cast is very Instagram ready, and I'm with you on that. But you know, honestly, you got to be today because you get the follows right away.
Yeah, totally, and it's self-promotion for the show too, right?
Yeah.
Like if there's a bunch of people following this one contestant and that one contestant's talking about the show, then it helps everyone out. But when I was on, there was an embargo. Like when we got off the show, we weren't allowed to use our social media, our Twitter. Like they could yell at us if we did that. So
Different now.
yeah, things have changed.
We've evolved. We've changed with the times. So Hannah goes on this date with Colton, and admired that Colton acknowledged how awkward it was. He said a couple times, "This is not going well," and I did not think this was going well. But then at the end, he gives her the rose, and I wanted to get your opinion on, like, did she pull it out with a conversation at the end and it made things better, or was this like, look, we know we have these two pageant queens, and one of them is saying Hannah's going to flip a switch, and we've got to see that switch get flipped, so we got to keep him around.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I think. I'm
okay with it.
What does ABC want me to say right now? No, of course. Who cares about the drama between the two homecoming queen or the queens? I think that I know Colton. Like, I did Paradise with him. His thing is he's always trying to make everyone like show his best side, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's his like kryptonite. And so when she said that, like that's like her thing of like, I've always want to make sure everyone like likes me, and I'm a beauty queen, so I got to make sure that I have this like kind of like false exterior.
They connected on that.
And then it was like, boom, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
It's perfect. But to be fair, like I'm here for, like, I want to know what happened
between the two of them.
Yeah, what happened?
Kaylin and Hannah revealed they were roommates, and they've not spoken, didn't even know the other was going on the show, allegedly.
Of course not.
Well, we're going to find out, I think.
I can't wait.
They're going to deliver. Wanted to ask, so this is our first hot tub in the middle of nowhere, daybed in the middle of nowhere date.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the logistics of that?
I don't. I'm sure it's a nightmare.
I'm going to dive into it. I need to know. How are we getting that water in that hot tub in the middle of the desert? Like, I have so many questions.
I don't know.
I thought about it for the first time because it was just so dry where they were, and I was just like, where did the water come from? We're in the middle of the desert.
Chris has got a hot tub guy. You didn't know that?
I also want to talk about Heather, who we're seeing here. She was the one who revealed to Colton that she was not only also a virgin, but never been kissed. Do you believe that?
Yes, I believe that. She seems so innocent.
I know. Very sweet.
Can I say one thing about my boy?
Yeah.
Dude loves a blonde, right? Like, it is all blondes, blue. Like, if you are like 97 pounds, blonde, and light eyes, you're like...
That's so funny
10.
Because the previous girlfriends we know of him having are all brunettes.
Yeah.
Allie Raisman, Becca Kufrin, and Tia Booth.
True.
Okay.
And it didn't work out. But no, the Never Been Kissed girl, that moment when she like tells him, and you're like, oh my God, are they gonna kiss right now? Like, is your first
Should he have gone in for the kiss?
No.
I agree.
100% no. And I wish he would have said like, hey, listen, I respect that.
Yeah.
And maybe he did, maybe they cut it. But like, I wish he would have said like, I respect that, and I don't want to be the aggressor here. I
want to let you decide. Totally.
If you want. If not, no worries. And
I completely agree. I think she has to communicate to him, and he has to communicate with her on that, because they're both coming from this place of saving this intimate moment for something special. So like, they got to talk through that.
Totally.
So knowing what your boy's into, who's standing out to you? Who do you think Colton really likes?
Okay, so is it Hannah G?
Hannah G.
She got the first impression rose. Bree, a.k.a. I'm pretty sure it's just Lauren Bushnell, who's just come back on the show.
Fake Australian accent.
Fake Australian accent.
Okay.
Demi's going to the end. Whether you like it or not, Demi's going to the end.
You just love watching her. Okay.
Yeah, just because, like, if nothing else, like, it's going to be phenomenal television.
I think she's bringing that sexuality in, and that storyline's going to remain. We see her in a teaser spanking him with a paddle. So I'm here for Demi. What do you think about the virginity conversation with Colton? Like, he had it again with Hannah on the one-on-one. I almost want him to gather everybody in a room and address it, because I don't want to see the conversation happen on one-on-ones over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it. I think it's a little overplayed. I feel bad for him. It's just like a weird conversation, but makes for an amazing drinking game. Every time that the word virgin is said on the TV,
Totally.
you drink. But yeah, I'm kind of over it. Like, I think that's a good idea. Like, he comes and brings everyone in. And it's like, hey, listen.
PowerPoint presentation.
This is, exactly. Slide number 1. Didn't happen this night.
Yeah.
So.
Real quick, we had this moment with the two ladies and the noise. We had a foghorn. We had a pan banging back and forth. I'm over the stealing time thing, though. I'm like, we're all here. Don't complain when somebody steals your time. Like, just get in there and make it happen, you know? Like, but is that tension real in the house?
Yeah. So I think what people don't realize about that situation is... you can't just go and steal somebody. There's kind of like a line, right? And a producer would be like, okay, well, we have to move him, or he's in an interview right now, so like you couldn't go steal him right now if you wanted to. And then when the time happens, they'll be like, okay, he's with someone, you can go now, you know? So you got to kind of wait. So I think everyone's kind of on pins and needles, especially when you don't know when the night's going to end and when you're going to have your time. So like I get like they're just like freaking out about the whole thing. But I do I wished Colton, like, the last episode, the first episode where girl with the dog stole like 4 times or whatever. I wish Colton had been like, you know what?
No.
I kind of want to talk to everybody here.
Yeah.
I wish he had showed like a little bit of balls there.
Okay.
And I don't know if they were like, let
her steal.
This is good. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting. So there's more scheduling than we know about. Maybe that adds to the tension of the stealing time.
And I'm not saying that the producers like, now you can go.
Right.
It's more like a logistics thing because
coordinating.
Yeah, because
they're filming a show.
Yeah, well, and a lot of times she's just not there.
Yeah.
Or like when I was like, JoJo is like doing an interview.
Yeah.
For like an hour talking about the drunk guy jumping in the pool.
Totally.
And you don't know that, so.
I want to get your opinion on, we had a lot of celebs on this episode. Let's play a little clip of Billy Eichner on the camp date with Colton and the ladies.
I'm gay. I know that's a shock, Colton. And that I think you should look into. Maybe you're the first gay bachelor and we don't even know.
I know.
What'd you think of that, Wells?
Drink some water. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. It seemed like Billy did not want to be there.
He was a little
Right?
negative, which is his humor, but also I was like, just be in the moment, you know?
I just don't know why they didn't do Billy on the street with. And
That's what I
just
wanted. I
run
wanted him to
through-
grab Colton and
Yeah.
run places, yes.
And even do it to the girls. Be like, this is Colton. What do you think?
Yeah, just let him do his thing. But I liked how Colton just laughed that comment off. Billy Eichner saying, use that in your promo.
Yeah.
So Colton's your boy. You know him well. What do you think about how he's handling it all? Like when you're watching it, are you kind of, from doing Paradise with him, are you thinking about what you'd imagine is in his head during all this?
Yeah, like he's obviously like very self-aware, which I think is good for life, but terrible for this show because you're constantly worried about the optics of it all and like how this is going to translate on television. And I think he fell into that trap in Paradise where he was like, everyone's going to hate me if I keep on like hurting this Tia girl's feelings, so I need to kind of pretend to be his boyfriend. That's the wrong play, right? Like, he should have, like, day one of Paradise been like, listen, it's just not going to happen. Like, I want to date other people. And I hope that he doesn't fall into the same traps here, being like, I need to date so-and-so because it'll look the best.
The timing of Paradise was confusing to me. How long did Tia and Colton actually date on Paradise?
Like a 2 weeks?
Okay. So they that was real how they stretched it out.
Yeah.
We also got a selfie video of Colton from the beginning of the episode. I was not a
man.
fan of this. This was weird.
I feel like ABC's running out of money because they're just like, well, we don't got a camera. Here's a cell phone.
We didn't need it. I'm like, this show, it has great production value. I see beautiful camera work. I was like, I didn't need Colton's selfie video. It's okay. We don't need it. We'll take more footage of him in the shower a million times more as they've been doing all season, which no one's complaining about.
You think he's in a bathing suit in that, or you think he's naked?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah?
Fine, either way. So we also got a little teaser, and knowing what you know about Colton, I wanted to ask you, he teases, we saw footage from the rest of the season, and he says, actually, I'm not afraid to be America's most hated bachelor. I might not even get engaged.
BS.
BS.
Well, the first part, BS.
Okay, so you think he doesn't want to be hated?
He is an athlete, right? He was a professional athlete. That means you're the most competitive. If you're really competitive, you don't want to be known as the worst. You want to be known as the best. Now, that's a very, like, a press conference after a football game answer of, like, yeah, the team played great today and we're on to the next game. Scripted answer. But he for sure does not want to be. Who wants to be the worst guy or is okay being the worst? I don't agree with that. And also, like, almost impossible to do after last season. Like, already set the bar real low on that one.
You don't have to get engaged. Well, it's fine, Colton. You're not going to be the most hated.
I don't think he does need to get engaged, though.
Yeah.
I think he will.
Okay.
I don't know. By the way, I know nothing.
Your
will
prediction.
happen. Yeah.
What do you think is going to be his biggest issue? Is it that people pleasing as the season goes on?
Yeah. And I told him that, like, before we did GMA before the show, and I was like, just don't do that thing that you do, that you're trying to please everybody. The only person that really matters is you, and then the other person that you choose, Yeah. Like, no one else matters in this. This is a big decision to get engaged on television and then probably get married and have, like, it's a huge decision. Make sure it's, like, the one that you want, not the one that you think that people want.
A lot of people questioning if he's ready. to get engaged?
Yeah, he's 26.
I say do what you want to do, man.
Yeah.
Age is just a number. Very quickly, you mentioned watching with Sarah. I know your lovely girlfriend, Sarah Hyland, big Bachelor fan. Is she liking Colton's season?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
Yeah, we had a good time last night. Poor thing had a call time at like 4:30 this morning. And she was like, I was like, do you want to stop and we can watch tomorrow? And she's like, no, we need to finish this thing.
Bachelor warrior.
Yeah.
By the way, I just have to applaud you, my friend, because I know Sarah's opened up about some stuff that she and you guys were going through privately, her health stuff. And I just love how you love her. And what's that been like for you to kind of like, how have you wanted to support her and everything that you've been doing?
You're showing pictures of her. It's not hard to love her. She's
Yeah.
gorgeous and beautiful and smart and talented. So, I don't know. I guess I've been asked about it a lot, like with her health issues and stuff. Everyone goes through things in their lives. It just so happened that like when we started dating, she was going through like a very big thing. But as like our lives unfold together, there's gonna be something that happens to me where I'm gonna need to lean on her, you know. So every relationship's a give and take, and you know, it was. I guess it was nice that I was able to help out in her issue, but there'll be times when I'm going to need her help, so.
Yeah, well, we love you guys so much. Just applaud Sarah for how she's shared that with everybody, and you for being awesome, and you guys for being awesome together and getting drunk and watching The Bachelor. Follow Wells Adams on social media, guys. He does cooking demonstrations.
Oh, yeah.
He does podcasts. Plug a podcast, man. We got to listen to you, too.
Well, Your Favorite Thing I do with Brandy Cyrus, Miley's older sister. We've been doing that forever. And then I've got a new one.
About the Hills.
Yeah, the Hills are coming back.
Love it.
And so I'm doing it with Steph Pratt. That one's called the Prattcast. So we'll just be getting like all the behind the scenes stuff.
Fab.
Yeah, so I'm excited about the Prattcast. Should just be. I'm just like a Hills fan.
It's going to be amazing and
you
weird.
know?
Wonderful.
I can't wait for it.
Wells Adams, thank you so much, guys. We will be recapping The Bachelor every Tuesday morning, and check out our Roses and Rosé recap going up on YouTube.